Okay, we are going to do this in this way. I want you to pay attention at 11 o'clock from the middle of the screen, and you will see this light that is descending down every single photo. It's lasts about 10 seconds. So as you can see, this is the light that is appearing in the middle of the screen, which is descending down. Pay attention on the time. On the time step, because it's 3:58, 3:57 in the morning, and this is long before the sun it start to rising on the east on the horizon, and you will see what will happen from here, from this point of time. Here it is. This is Melancholia. As you can see, also a small planet next to it, a dark one like a moon. They try to cover it up. As you can see, also they are blurring this scene, and the appearance of the red light is also very visible, but this is shining, and you can see now this is very round. You will see that from each following photo how this is descending, and also many other objects are coming from different size, like they are attacking the sun. Now look at that here. You can clearly see this very illuminated object, very big one, which is above the place where the sun will rise at 5:04, and this is for 1 hour, people. Okay. So here's another shot, very clearly, probably maybe the twins, maybe one object, but all around this object you can see some dark objects which are following this object. Also on the right side you will see some additional objects coming into the scene, but you can see this is shining like a sun, a neon white object. And under this object you can see these dark planets which are following this object, and on the 11 o'clock from this you can see they try to stop this with a patching, with some rectangular patch that put it above this other object that is surrounding this situation. You can also see vectors on the right side, but this is absolutely impossible to cover up because of the intensity of this light that is present in the morning hour, early morning hour before the sunrise, and we are still not 1 hour before the sunrise. We are about 4:02 now, and the sun is rising. Look at these 3 planets next to this light on the left side, and something also coming from the right side, from the southeast. So that will be the east in effect. Now you can clearly see also the dark planet on the 4 o'clock position from this light. And now we are going into some masking situation. They try desperately to mark and to hide what is going on. Now look at this planet, small planet that is above this huge light on the 11 o'clock. Now it's come out as illuminated object. And this is probably the central object that it's where all the smaller planets or moon are revolving. Again, you can see additional planet on the upper left side from this object. And you can see now also how this object is shining. This is what I'm talking about. And but also we have some dark planets coming from the right side, which they are trying to make look like a square. Also you can see a vector now vector in a place where is the huge object which I call Melancholia descending. 4:05. So we are far from the sunrise here at this part of the sky, because sunrise will be very, very visible with the trace of the sun on the surface of the water, and this is not going to happen very, very soon, because we have about almost an hour, or exactly an hour, until this is going to happen. Now I want you to pay attention when this sequence is finished. You have also something arrive from the left side, far left side, and that will be the northeast. And you will see that as very, very illuminated objects which are coming from the northeast also join to this place where the sun is going to rise. Now look at the far right. You can see this object, white object with the tail, probably a comet. Looks like a comet with a tail. And now again, vector in the place where the Melancholia is descending. You can see the vector and 3 planets which are, here is the vector, and 3 planets which are settled in the end of the vectors, in the beginning and on the top and on the two wings. Still visible this comet on the right side. Now we have this shadow object that's visible in the place where is a Melancholia, and I expect every little bit, from the right side coming again something else, as you can see also in the middle of the screen, a little bit on the left. It's something red on the horizon. It's rising behind the horizon line, and here now from the left side it's coming this object, additional object that it's also going to the direction where the sun is going to rise. So pay attention, this is very, very big one. So from the both sides, these objects are going to meet probably here in the middle, but pay attention how big this light is that it's coming, and a possible circle, white circle, and also you can see the traces of the vector, and here they are coming into the view, into the scene. As you can see, this is also 1 or 2 objects, many objects as a flock or some system. Look at this dark planet in the top, and you can see also the sharp circles inside this light. Not to mention that this object's coming from the right also illuminated, and this red light, it's probably something what is next to the sun, but you will see very, very soon the rising of the sun. It's about 30 minutes away from this point of the time. Here is the vector on the very illuminated bit vector on the far left side. As you can see, V vector, V stand for the vector, reshaped vector, and very, very big illumination on the right side of the screen. So these are additional objects that are present on the screen before the sun is up above the horizon here, which will be somewhere at 5:04 or 5:06. You will see it. So these lights are all going to one point, and this is the point when the sun is going to rise. Like they are attacking the sun. I mean, this is very, very interesting how these objects are attracting these clouds. We shouldn't forget this, that this object is probably, okay, look at this far left, you got a vector above the horizon, as you can see, as the shape of the V, with some planet which it's leading at the top of this vector. Vector also on the right side right now. Now you can see clearly that this is completely separate object from anything what is happening on the screen here on the far northeast. And this is shining very, very clearly. And as you can see, this is descending, it's going down, and these objects which are coming from the right, they are in effect moving retrograde. This is very, very important. So they are moving in the opposite direction of our stars and the moon. Look at this on the right side, this dark planet now that is following this scene. You can clearly see this dark planet is following these two illuminated objects in the middle of the screen, almost at the middle of the screen. And this very, very illuminated light that is now present above this tower on the hill. So this is going down. We are going to have very, very reddish situation here, which is already present. But this light, as you can see, it's unique light that is surrounding a very, very near space around the cloud. That means that this is very, very low, that we are not talking about some distance object which are shining through the clouds. But in effect, this is all a mystery. Look at this object, how it's clearly seen on the screen, shining like a sun. But this is not the sun. So for 4:38 in the morning, we are going to wait for the sunrise, which will happen about 5:04, 5:04, I think. Look at these dark planets above the horizon in a group, in a flock. And one in the middle of the screen, you can clearly see that something is happening in the middle of the screen, what is also going toward the same place. Everything is going in one direction. They are meeting there. And now you can see also that this object is pretty well visible through the clouds above this horizon line. They are vanishing. Also, we got some bluish light on the right side of the screen. Luckily that I have my phone that I can talk and record this, what is going on, because my computer is not able to. We got two objects right in the middle of the screen. You can clearly see them very, very low on above the horizon. Two objects are going toward the same point on the horizon line, and this is where the sun is going to rise. So obviously we have some situation on the far right side, that something illuminated, it's also behind this cloud. But we will now wait for the sun to show up, so you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And this is, okay, an additional object on the right side, on the left side, I'm sorry, far left side, you can see additional object is descending. Illuminated one, clearly seen. So this is the part probably of the system. In effect, we don't know what we are dealing with here, and it's very difficult for me to calculating what is the distance of this object from the observer or from the camera. Now we got this very special situation that we have this dark planet in the above this reddish horizon, and on the far left side, as you can see, additional objects which are moving toward the horizon, and on the right side you can see also the two vectors present, and they are illuminated. An additional object is descending from the sky. Now you can see some blurry things like some kind of the flock on the far left side. An additional illuminated object in the middle of the screen, also descending, as you can see. Now we have above the center of the screen some dark green planet that is obviously visible. An additional object that is shining behind the clouds, illuminating the space behind the clouds and leaving us this trace of the light that is present on the screen. 4:46 in the morning, about 20 minutes before the sunrise, before the sun it show up itself behind the horizon where we can see it, and the trace of the sun will be very, very well covered with a camera, because it's leaving a very big trace on the surface of the water, and that's how we know that this is the sun. I hope that this is from the sun. Okay, from the left side again we have additional objects coming into the scene high above the horizon. So we have three illuminated points here, not mention this very, very illuminated part of the sky, which I don't know what is it, but we should concentrate to this left side of the screen, and these two objects that are very, very illuminated and shiny, which are distancing from the camera and going behind this land that is in front of us, which build the horizon with this tower on the top of this island or hill, I don't know. So additional object, 1 to 3 objects are present now on the left side of the screen, one big in the middle and 2 additional from both sides. Now you can see even more. We have some cross-shaped system on the right side from this shiny object, and additional huge object is coming from the left side. You can clearly see that this object is entering in the scene and illuminating this part of the clouds. So we are going to wait a bit, and then you will see in the afternoon, also pay attention at the time, in the afternoon you will see also additional objects. We are very close to the end of this slideshow. We have additional objects at late afternoon, which are very big and reddish, yellow reddish. And I also cut out this from the context of the video and this time lapse to show you what is going on in the sky, and people are not aware what is above their head. Thanks to this camera, which they are put there for observing the situation. This is not any weather camera. This is the camera that is observing what we are observing. In effect, all credits to this guy who's got this camera. Look at the reflection on the surface of the water from this object above this mast, tower, whatever you call it. We are very close to the sunrise here, and any minute you will be able to see the sunrise, which will manifest itself with a reddish reflection on the surface of the water. Stay with me. We have now all kind of vectors here present on the screen. I'm not going even to mention this. You can watch this, and I will show you something for a couple of days about the vectors. I discovered something. Oh, here's the sun, 5:04. The sun is above the horizon, and now you can clearly see the sun. And from the right side of the sun, as you can see, this light is here. Now look at this reddish ball here, or orange ball, present at 17:12 at afternoon. Look at this ball hanging above the horizon. 1838, look at this illumination happening here above this horizon. I dark everything so you can see it better, but also on the far right side you can see this object here. So that will be all. Thank you very much and stay tuned.